What's up guys, NepentheZ here, and welcome back to another episode of the Road to Glory. We are starting today's episode off with 20 player picks, and we're going to move into then probably buying some of the new heroes. I can't believe how cheap they are. I don't have like insane amounts of coins or anything, but we have got a fair amount of coins. Now, for me to build these player picks, I have used everything in my club up to about 80 rated. Oosh, mate, is he still? He is. It's still 8.5, 9k. That's all right. Yeah, I've used everything in my club up to 80 rated, and most of the commons even above 80 rated. So first and foremost, thanks for being here. Drop a thumbs up if you're enjoying the content. Second of all, you can get heroes out of these. I know I said it yesterday, but I kept opening player picks on my main account today, and we did get a hero. It was only Peter Crouch, but it was a hero nonetheless. And I can't believe how cheap he is anyway. He's like 16k, and then the goalkeeper is also like basic. Oh, Washok Chesney is basically discard price as well. And then I think I can afford like one more. So hopefully we could pack one here. Would be nice. I don't expect to out of just 20 picks, but it would be nice. And these picks overall, guys, I do think they are worth it, right? Now, I'm definitely at a crossroads. No way, me at a crossroads with the Road to Glory. I am at a crossroads with the Road to Glory. We're not going to get into it in too much detail here today. In fact, no detail here today. But one of the things that's kind of a bit like a, oh, EA, are you kidding me, is the fact that we haven't got repeatable, grindable menu content. And that's a bit frustrating. However, when you think about these player picks, it requires just 5 golds, which I think we'll have a little... Ooh, Verratti. Just 5 golds. But for every one that you do, you get 1 gold back. So once you've done 1, the cost price is actually 4 golds. Right? Now, depending on how lucky you get out of these, and of course we've got a couple of walkouts here now, which is pretty goddamn nice. Depending on how lucky you get out of them... oh, I really thought that was going to be a special card there. Damn, we didn't even get a Path to Glory or anything. Ah, that's tough, man. Yeah, depending on how lucky or unlucky you get, like, you might get some like good stuff, like getting a Chesney for 5 golds is great. Now, assuming golds are around 400 to 500 coins, which they usually are. I don't know that for sure. I'm literally just kind of like guessing here. Yeah, I mean, you could snipe them at 400 to 500 coins, but probably 500 coins. Yeah, 500 coins is where you're at. So it's like 2,000 coins a time for one of those player picks. That is expensive. And we just did 20 there, so we effectively gave it 40,000 coins worth of content. And what we got out of that was Verratti and Chesney. Verratti, who is... What did I just say we did? We did like 40,000 coins worth. Okay, so 87s are like 18k. So that's almost 50% of the price back straight away. And then Chesney. Okay, so Chesney's worth like 15k. So with those 2 players alone, and then all of the players that we got back, which was another 18 players, which obviously are like around, for rare golds, 650 to 700 coin a player, we actually was in good profit there just off the back of 2 walkouts. So that's not so bad. But obviously the concern is getting coins in the first place, you know? Like how the hell do you get coins in the first place to be able to buy the cards and or get the cards in the first place? That's where I think people are coming like mostly unstuck. Now, what World Cup heroes are there? Campos and Crouch are the obvious ones. Let me just jump onto Footbin quickly, guys, and have a look at what price point some of these World Cup heroes are. So we've got 141k. I think I could probably squeeze some other coins out of it as well. We've got Crouch and Campos are cheap. Freddie Lundberg I already have. Papin I already have. And then Mascherano, Carvalho are the next 2 cheapest. And then Park Ji-sung, 270. Harry Kuehl, 400. Al-O around 500. So if I was to get other ones, it would just have to be Crouch and Campos. But hey, we're going to do it. I want to have fun with these cards. I want to try using these cards. And if it goes wrong, if it goes like massively wrong, then so be it. But if it goes right, then happy days, right? I do want a hunter on crouch, so we'll take that one there. And the beautiful thing of these guys as well is obviously they get full chemistry. World Cup hero goalkeeper. It looks like he's 25k, and I would like to get that Keen. Oh, is he 25k or is he? Did I just miss out on a big snipe there? I don't think I did. All right. I didn't miss out on a big snipe, but maybe I missed out on a snipe. We get Campos there as well. I know he's a bit short at 5'7", but 4-star weak foot with just ridiculous goalkeeping stats. And hey, these World Cup heroes, they look sick in game, which is why I kind of want to use him. So let's go and see the team that we're going to put together. And I want to get some of the SBC cards and some more of the objective cards for some teams. It's not always the easiest thing to do because I haven't been grinding enough, I suppose. Peter Crouch. I'm going to get rid of Richarlison. We're going to play Crouch, Drogba, and Papin up front. Oh, I mean, I could have just... I'm going to just use my lone Crouch, guys. Oh, I tell you what I also have. But that's just going to be a waste of coins, that Crouch, isn't it? I tell you what I also have. Is I got the lone Yaya Toure. Oh, do we go for like a full heroes team? We pop him in there. Oh, this could be quite fun. This could be quite fun. Yeah, see, we've got the lone Yaya Toure. We're going to put in there instead of Kessier. Only 7 games on him, but it's going to be worth it. We're going to put Drogs down into that centre forward role. We've got Freddie Ljungberg, who, although is a left mid, right mid, what can these guys do? Striker, centre forward, striker, centre forward, striker, centre forward. We're just going to place Ljungberg in there instead of Robertone. A full icons and heroes team? I don't think I have like any more though, that's the problem. Even like loans, I don't really have any more. Foot heroes. Yeah, I mean, I've got the guys that are not fitting for the team. We have got that Landon Donovan. If he could play centre mid, I would. That's all right, though, isn't it? It's decent. We've got 4 World Cup heroes, 2 regular heroes, and an icon in there. And we're going to go ahead and play... I want to go and put a Hawk on Drogba. We're going to go ahead and play some Rivals today, actually, guys, because I haven't got my wins in yet for Rivals. I haven't really been playing my games at all yet for Rivals. So Freddie Ljungberg, we don't even need to give chemistry because it doesn't matter. Yaya Toure, I will give a Shadow... I know it's a loan and I've wasted a shadow, but we're here for a good time, aren't we, guys? Not for a long time. We're here for a good time. There you go. That's the team. And man, what a team that is for a Road to Glory. And yeah, before we do get into the game, I definitely would like to complete some of these SBCs, man. Like Palhinha, 3 days. Keane, 11 days. Ribéry is out. I'd love to be playing a game with him right now. But I've not been putting in the effort with regards to grinding coins. Now, we've got 100,000 coins here. Let me have a look at what just heroes we could get. Carvalho at 50k. Capdevila at 72k. He's quite a good card as well, but we're just going to play with what we got. I want to get those. I want to get those SBCs. I want to get those cards. But as I said, I'm at a crossroads. Who am I? I'm Gabriel Jesus. I'm trying my best. I'm at a crossroads. And you know it. And you know it, right? And like already... So... Here's a fun story. On stream today, you missed it, you missed out. On stream today, I was comparing my team after episode 10 from FIFA 17 to FIFA 18 to FIFA 19 to FIFA 20, 21, 22, 23. I didn't do all of them, but most of them. And what was interesting is, back in like FIFA 17, my team in episode 10 still had lone players in it. It still had... Oh, this guy's a sweaty player, isn't he? It still had like... just really... Oh, I'm not doing any of these things. Just really like low-rated players in it. It had like no special cards in it. Just nothing, right? Oh, it's just magic.
Really sound goalkeeping. Well, that had to be a goal, didn't it? What a
It did have to be a goal, didn't it? Oh, Tellez is my free kick taker, my corner taker. Yeah, I just had all these like low-rated players in and stuff. And then you come to like FIFA... Where are we at now? FIFA 23. And it was like, oh, damn, my team after 10 days in this FIFA, or after episode 10, I should say, because it doesn't necessarily mean 10 days. But my team after episode 10 in this FIFA was just like juiced. We just had like mad high rate players, mad SBCs, big rewards like Vinicius Jr., things like that. And it's like, goddamn, like there's a big change there in the... I'm trying to focus and play at the same time, and too old for that these days. You owe me a goal. There's a big change in there. And I feel like it's been coming for, I'd say at this point, a few years. Right? Because every year it gets earlier and earlier that we have a, Road to Glories kind of thing. And I think... I think Peter Crouch is terrible. That's what I think. I think I'm ready. I'm kind of like ready mentally, at least for now, until something changes in FIFA. Go on, Crouchy. Oh my god. At least for now, to like pull the curtain on Road to Glories. And I know how that sounds. I said on stream, it doesn't feel right to say it, but Road to Glories are just too easy. There is no place in the content creation world for Road to Glories unless, and listen, we've seen it all, we've read it all, we've heard it all. I know what comes when I say something like that, and what comes is, why don't you try this? Or why don't you try that? Or why don't you try this? Or why don't you try that? And ultimately, I've already thought of it. I've already thought about trying this and that and the other, and it wasn't something that I thought would do well for me. It wasn't something that I thought would do well in terms of content. Come on, Crouch, you owe me a goal. Crouch owes me a goal, guys. Don't worry, though. Thiago will be the one that gets it. Yeah, there just isn't... There probably isn't really anything that I haven't thought of. And what I don't want to do, and one of the comments in yesterday's video really kind of stood out to me, and I'll read it to you guys in a second. I'll go and get it. But what I don't want to do is just start forcing content for the sake of making content, even just because it seems like it would make sense, and then not enjoy that content at last. Jesus Christ. And then not enjoy that content. And this guy's going to go. It gives me a great chance to actually get into the video and get the comment right. So the comment reads from yesterday's, I completed the base hero icon pack. There was a lot of nice comments there in general, right? But one of the ones that I really wanted to read out was from Natch. And Natch says, the best way to explain it is you aren't putting pressure on yourself. You're just flowing with the game rather than being, I have to do this or I need to do this. And that is where the content on the Road to Glory is right now. I have to grind bronze packs to make coins to club stock. I have to grind SBCs. I have to... trade to make coins to do these SBCs so that I've got a title for content, rather than I'm putting this together because I want to play the game. I'm doing this because I'm interested in the game. I want to play, like, for example, it needs to be I want to rather than I have to. Why has that not gone to Crouch? It needs to be I want to rather than I have to, and it needs to be a natural flow to the game. 100% agree with all of that. Have I read him well? I have. And, life has moved on a lot the last few years. I now have 3 children instead of 1 child. I now have, other responsibilities outside of this channel. Is he actually going to score for his first attack? Yes, he is. I have other responsibilities outside of this YouTube channel. Even just 2 years ago, the only YouTube channels I had was the main channel and the second channel, this one, and that was it. Now I have the main channel, the second channel, the So Rare channel, the Draft channel, and the Clips channel. And yes, I have employees or people that I work with that help with that. But overall, the work required, and I use the term work lightly. I know people get upset when content creators try to suggest what they're doing is work, but whatever we're going to say on that one. The workload means that in terms of playing FIFA for the sake of playing FIFA, which is where a lot of the Road to Glory used to be, is just me loving playing FIFA on my account, a lot of that became either a chore to a degree, or if not a chore, became a requirement. That is just None of those are the things that I did. Yeah, either became a chore or became like an obligation. I became, like exactly as that comment reads, right? I have to go and do this today. I have to go and get my champs games in so that I've got a video for today. And that's not what this was ever about, right? Like, I don't want to make content for the sake of making content. I do personally believe, like heavily believe, I still love FIFA in many different ways and many different avenues. Go on. Go on, Crouch. You owe me a goal, mate. Let's go. I still personally believe I love FIFA in many different regards. I just think I've lost the time and the drive to grind hours and hours and hours and hours and hours for the sake of the content. And again, I know what comes from that. Just do a FIFA point spend road to glory or something. Do a, like, every time you win X games, buy a pack road to glory. And I, trust me guys, when I say this, right, I appreciate people trying to like help out with thoughts and ideas behind how to like rejuvenate what is a dead series. This guy's like literally scored 2 kickoff goals. Like, I appreciate it. It's not the answer. And the more like I've been saying to Lauren, who's my partner, of course, he is going to quit. I'm pretty sure he's going to quit. Jesus Christ. No, see, he's gone to pause it to come off of constant pressure again now. I've been saying to Lauren for, it feels like about 2 years now. I'm just going to do the road to glory till January. And after Team of the Year, I'm going to quit or stop it and then do something else. And then I never do. I carry on. I persevere. I push through, or we change from a no FIFA point spend RTG to a FIFA point spend RTG, or we just in general like change the concept of how the road to glory is. You know, something changes somewhere. Something changes somewhere, but we carry on, and year on year, the viewership gets lower and lower because I'm more detached, which means you're more detached. So I've been thinking for a long time. I've been having a lot of discussions with you guys on stream, with you guys in video, with, confidants outside of streaming and sometimes outside of like the whole gaming sector altogether and stuff, to try and kind of like decide what's the next step. And I don't know if the next step is going to be the right thing or the wrong thing, but I kind of have an understanding of what I want the next step to be on this channel. And the next step that I want to be on this channel, dun dun dun, here we go, is, are you ready for this? As this guy gets away with his keeper being magic there. The next step, I think, for me on this channel is going to be a combination of three main things. And as I say, oh, for crying out loud. As I say, right, this stuff might fail, and this might not be the answer. This is just off this, and this isn't like a snapshot reaction. Trust me. For me to kind of like change something on this channel during the best financial time of the year on this channel, because that's what we're in right now, right? This channel makes about 70% of its yearly income in October, November, and December, right? I know how mad does that sound, right? But it really does. So for me to make any kind of like underlying dramatic change now, I'm risking like everything that we've spent years building. And I don't like, that feels uncomfortable in itself, but something has to change because I'm at the moment forcing the content. So a drum roll, I'm going to get there. I'm trying to like stall as long as I can. And I don't even know why. I'm not really a stalling kind of guy, you know? What is it? What a tackle that is. He's got actually quite lucky with that, mind you. But what is it that I'm going to be doing instead of a road to glory? Well, the answer to that is scoring Peter Crouch. No, the answer to that is squad builders, player reviews, and experiments. And now, squad builders and player reviews are pretty self-explanatory, right? We all know what a squad builder is. We all know what a player review is. How on earth has that ball had so much backspin on it that it, in mid-air, started spinning backwards instead of going forwards? Squad builders and player reviews are super self-explanatory. But I'm not going to do squad builders like you see. Is he going to actually get another goal? No, thank God. I'm not going to do like squad builders and player reviews like you guys see a lot of people do them, which is regularly like Robertone in there, or like, you know, like Foot Crunch or someone like that, or like Danny Aaron's, where it's like 10 icon packs build my team and things like that. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do squad builders with just players I want to play with, and do player reviews around players I want to use. So, for example, that Ribery, I want to know what he's like. I want to know what he's like compared to his rule breakers. So I want to do something like, for example, all right, guys, today we're going to build a top squad. Squad 1 is going to have rule breakers Ribery in it. And then squad 2, which will be identical to squad 1, except for the fact that it will have the other Ribery in it. Which one's worthwhile, right? Maybe both of them, maybe none of them. Which one's worthwhile? That's what I'm going to be doing. That sort of thing. And that obviously is incumbent then of squad building and player reviews, which I think would be quite nice for a lot of people if you're into that kind of thing. I know there are people out there and players out there that already do squad builders and player reviews, and I'm definitely, you know, not here like looking to step on anyone's toes in that regard. That was a pass, by the way. Oh my days, what is this game? Yeah, not trying to step on anyone's shoes, take anyone's shoes or step on anyone's toes or anything. I just like it. I used to do squad builders all the time. I used to do a series called The Best Team in FIFA, where I would build a team that was usually a viewer's team and rate it as how good it is in FIFA, right? So it's not like it's new to me. It would just be coming back to this channel. And then the other thing I want to do with regards to experiments, that comes from a long line of plans and things that I wish I'd had time to do, that I will now have time to do if I'm not doing a Road to Glory, right? And even just saying that, I'm sitting there thinking, I'm still going to upload a Road to Glory tomorrow, aren't I? I know I am. Let me finish and then I'll get back to it. So something like an experiment would be, for example, and I know Matt HD has done this a bit, and Viper actually recommended this to me the other night, and I kind of like poo-pooed it as an idea. But the truth of the matter is if it was done well and with good taste and had proper effort put into it rather than a rush job, which is how a lot of my content feels at the moment, I reckon it would be great. And that's doing things like a 6-hour Road to Glory, or a like, you know, the World Cup stuff just started. So if you just start FIFA today, how long does it take you to get a competitive team? Or what can you do in FIFA with 6 hours of just playing the game? What can you do with 6 hours of trading, or 12 hours or 24 hours and things like that? That would be like one of the things. Messi, you're a joke. That would be one of the things that I'd like kind of like lean towards in terms of making, like, doing experiments. But I'd also like to do things like and listen, you see this sort of stuff a lot. This, again, I'm not breaking the ground with the sort of thing that I'm suggesting here, but like, how many Path to Glory players do you get out of 100 player picks? How many player picks does it take to get a World Cup hero, right? I would love to do that. I would love to just sit there with, like, quite literally unlimited player picks, or like, you know, 100 or 200. And then if I don't get any in that, I'll be back, you know? I'll be back in, well, for you guys on the video, it'll be straight away. And it'll be like, it took us 157. That was the amount. That's how many, you know, obviously some people will open one and immediately get one. And those guys are, you know, sucking off the head of EA or whatever, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying they are, or they might be, you don't know, right? But yeah, like that sort of stuff, I think I would find a lot more enjoyment out of in just like answering the questions. You know, is X player worth it? Well, let's put him in Foot Champs team, and I've got a really good idea on determining whether a player's worth it or not, right? Oh, that's a great tackle. That is also a great tackle. That is also a great tackle, right? So, for obviously a lot of you guys, you know, I love So Rare, right? Some of you guys will know, some of you guys will not. But I love So Rare. So Rare is like a Web3 NFT football, fantasy football game, right? One of the things that gets offered
This might be the perfect counter-attacking
on that,
opportunity.
I knew he was going to quit. I thought he was going to quit at the draw every time. One of the things that gets offered on that is like the value of the player over time. So let's say you spend £100 on a player, you can see after like 10 weeks how much value has he won you back in terms of rewards, right? And I like that concept in FIFA of, is a player worth it? You can go and do this Frank Ribery SBC for like, what, 400,000 coins? Let me have a look. 486,000 coins. Is he worth it? Well, one great way to know whether he's worth it or not would be to complete the SBC, open the packs and sell the contents back, and then have an actual value of what you've spent. Now, everybody's packs in return are going to be different, but you will be able to do the same experiment. I'm just going to set the tone of, this is how I'm going to do the experiment, right? So imagine... for the people... No, imagine we say 486,000 for Frank Ribery, right? We open those packs, and let's just say, for the sake of argument, we make 100,000 coins back. Maybe we make more, maybe we make less. So 386,000 coins spent. We'll then take that Frank Ribery, and we'll put him into a team, and we'll go and do our Foot Champs qualifiers, or our Rivals wins, or our... Foot Champs games, and he'll earn, for example, an amount of match coins. You know, he'll be 1/11th or 1/16th of the match coins. Now, we're going a bit too in detail for it right now, but in my mind, I've got like some ideas. And at the end of whatever project we're doing, whether it might even be like going and getting Choupo-Moting, and it's like, was it worth it? Was that SBC worth it? Is spending 486,000 coins on a Frank Ribery worth it? And we'll know quite quickly, because we can assign the value of the packs in return, and then we can find a metric that we can decide as to how much value do we give for sort of like a rank in champs or a rank in rivals. Because obviously, I'm not going to do just 3 player reviews a week where it's just like, okay, I've done my champs games now, so he's, you know, that's it. I can't, and it's not like Frank Ribery came out today. What am I going to do? Wait until Thursday to tell you if he's worth it or not? No, of course not. So we'll find a metric to assign a value to his worth for the team, and then we can determine, is he worth it? Yes or no? Was it worth doing this SBC? And then we can compare it, for example, to someone like Ljungberg. And compared to Ljungberg, who's like, what, 80k or whatever, Ribery has got 2 less acceleration, 1 less sprint speed, 2 more positioning, 4 less finishing, 3 more long shots, sorry, shot power, 1 more long shots, loads more volleys and penalties, but nobody cares. 2 more vision, 1 less crossing, 6 more free kick accuracy, 3 more short passing, 8 more long passing, and the same curve. He's got the same agility, loads more balance, less reactions, more ball control, more dribbling but only by 1, and more composure. Defending, no one cares about as a forward. Less jumping, less stamina, less strength, less aggression. So we can then suggest, okay, Frank Ribery at 480k versus Frederick Ljungberg at 80k. Is it worth it? And like, we can start developing like kind of like a value of player based on a whole bunch of different metrics. Skill moves and weak foot, work rates, body type, custom animations, like that sort of thing. And kind of like start building the ultimate team almost. And so like some of those experiments could be a lot of fun. Some of them might just be trash, and people will look at it and be like, wait, why do I care how many coins you get from 12,000 FIFA points of premium gold packs? But you might also look at that and think, that was good to know. And I tell you why that is an interesting topic, right? Today, I'm going to have to go and get this. It's going to take me a minute to find it, right? But I've got to go and get it. All right, today, when I woke up, I saw this argument in my Twitter feed between a guy called Daniel McAllister and, no, sorry, a guy called, I don't even know, Isaac Who and Cabbage Face. That's right. And to cut a long story short, somebody responded to my comment about the World Cup heroes being really cheap and said, someone please buy my Zakaria. I need an 89. I need to buy an 89 rated to complete the icon SBC. And somebody responded to him saying, just do some low budget flipping. Don't beg people for coins. And then they had a debate about how to make coins. And somebody said, made 100k of bronze packs today. Easy way to make coins. Fair enough. Then somebody else said, not everyone has hours to spend doing BPM, dude. Haha. And that's where it kind of like the toxicity began. And I'm going to skip the mid of the conversation because you will probably be able to understand the context in between. Somebody said, where's this 100k you're making today, pal? Inferring the bronze pack method. And Daniel said, I never said I was making 100k today. As it stands, I've made 25k, early doors, slowing a bit, but players still selling. How are you getting on selling yours? And that person said, I've got a 4 million coin team. I don't need to waste time making next to nothing, buying and selling packs. So like I said then, when no bronze related SBCs are on, nobody's making 100k of bronze packs. Literally what I said, literally what's happening today. And then the other person said, well, I suggest you come back down to earth and play FIFA properly and not buy your team. Can we see this 4 million coin team? You said you lose coins on bronze packs. Someone in this thread made 500 coin profit on bronze. Get on the grind. And I think the Daniel guy's been quite nice and just very, very civil. And then Cabbage Face says, buy my team, laughing, crying face, crying face, crying face, spent less than £50 and I value my time more than money. So £50 compared to wasting time buying and selling bronze packs and playing FIFA properly. If you don't like FIFA points, don't play foot. So he's effectively saying, the argument effectively boiled down to, and I probably could have just explained it like this, is some people would look at, say, spending 1 or 2 hours a day grinding bronze packs and thinking, what a waste of life. Imagine you just worked for those 1 or 2 hours, and we've actually talked about this before, but imagine you just worked for those 1 or 2 hours and made 15, 20 quid wages and bought some FIFA points instead, right? The same time has been spent, yet you get a better outcome. Now, I wouldn't advocate spending FIFA points by any stretch of the imagination, but the logic makes sense. And so we did a little thought experiment on stream today of how many hours did I spend last year opening bronze packs. Now, actually, bronze packs last year wouldn't have been too much because League SBC grind was just too good. But the year before, for example, in FIFA 21, I spent at least 100 hours that year opening bronze packs, which I think that's probably an underestimation as well. We probably played the game for 250 days. I easily spent an hour at least a day opening bronze packs. We could probably argue the case of 250 to 300 hours for the year opening bronze packs. But for the sake of argument, let's say 100 hours. Now, if I had a job that paid £10 an hour and I spent 100 hours playing bronze packs, that's £1,000. If I instead actually went and worked those 100 hours and spent that £1,000 on FIFA points instead, would I have got more return than what I got from the bronze packs? And I think the answer is yes. So to come back to the question of, is it worth, like, why would I care about buying, like, how many coins you would get for buying 7,500 FIFA points, for buying 12,000 FIFA points and then spending that on gold packs? I think the answer is because I would just be interested to know if it was worth your time to do something else. Now, obviously, first of all, not everybody could just go out and get a job, right? We're in a tough economy right now. Some of you are too old to work, too young to work, handicapped, have a disability, like whatever the case may be, right? Some of you are still in education. Some of you already have a job and you use FIFA as your, like, downtime, and you don't care if you spent an hour grinding bronze packs because you enjoyed that. And that is genuinely fine. But I still find it fascinating to know, how much would you make in terms of coins, 12,000 FIFA points and opening gold packs and just selling it off? And I'm in a position where I can do it. I don't have to wonder. I could just do it. And so, yeah, it might be a big risk. And like I said, I'm going to arrive back. I'm just going to open this pack. I don't know why, but I'm going to arrive back shortly. That's something I was talking about earlier with regards to, I know I'm just going to upload a Road to Glory tomorrow. But it might be a big risk, and it might be the worst time ever to do it. But I'm so ready to just make a change on this channel, a lasting change on this channel, a meaningful change on this channel, not a Oh, here we go again. He's going to complain for a couple of days, do some like low-end content where he's just being lazy, and then get back on it after he's had a break. I don't want to do that. I want to make a meaningful change, or just accept the fact that this isn't the channel for me anymore, right? But in terms of actually playing the Road to Glory, what I still think, and this is, I probably should have led with this, because I think a lot of people have probably been like, oh no, he's ending the Road to Glory and the channel's going to change. I still think that there is room on the channel. Oh, that's lovely. We'll take that. Lone Al Owairan. I should have done this pack before. I could have put him in the team. I'll do it later. Yeah, I still think there's room for the Road to Glory. But where that room is, for me, consists less of a grind and more of an enjoyment, right? And what I mean by that is, when I take myself into consideration, and I completely understand, and I know people are going to be like, oh, can't believe he went there with that. For me, as a father of 3 children, with responsibilities and expectations outside of a Road to Glory, I don't have the time to grind the game. I just don't. And I know that's a wild statement to make, given the fact that I literally make a living from playing the game, right? I understand the hypocrisy so much. And I especially understand that there's some of you guys that are genuinely getting up at 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning, working your balls off, coming home, being a parent, doing housework, doing chores, going to bed, and having really minimal free time and spare time and like self-care time and stuff, right? I know that's there. But for those of you that struggle for time, and we've talked about a timed Road to Glory before, and I never liked the idea of setting a time limit, because even when I worked like really long hours in the pub trade back in those days, I never sometimes I'd have 20 minutes, 30 minutes to play games and wouldn't. Sometimes I'd manage to make a couple of hours to play games and I would. Sometimes I'd have like a day off and I'd play games all day. And sometimes I'd have a day off and I wouldn't even touch the console, right? So having like you can do it 2 hours a day maximum and that's it, or 1 hour a day maximum and that's it, that never really worked for me. So in terms of an enjoyment of Road to Glory, I thought about, what would I play? What would I do now? What do I want to do? And that is always the conversation where it comes back to, what do I want to do? And I think, and it might change the perspective of everything when I just decide to do what I want to do. What I would want to do is get qualified for champs, play champs, and get my rivals wins. That's all. And that's 3 videos right there with brand new teams and rewards, right? All right, guys, this is the Foot Champs reward, the Foot Champs team for this week. Here's some games and gameplay. Here's my rewards. Bang. That's my Road to Glory. Now we can track the Road to Glory, and because I wouldn't put FIFA points on this account, just so you guys know. I would go onto the pay to win account and complete all the SBCs there, get all the objective players done over there. I still would want to get the objective players done here because I love them. But they wouldn't become part of the Road to Glory, because the truth of the matter is, these days, is that like when EA first introduced objectives and objective players, people used to love seeing the team that you built to get that player, and then used to see you playing with that player. But now no one cares. I could have completed this. Do you think anyone gives a damn if I take a team into the life-friendly, glorious journey? No one cares. No one cares. Because it's not serious. You need 3 clubs, 3 regions, it's a classic match. But because it's friendly mode, it's golden goal mode, it's just not serious. Like, the skill-based matchmaking in the friendlies is way looser than in rivals and in champs. It has way less value. You know what you're getting as a reward at the end. People just generally don't care, right? And so 2, 3, 4 years ago, there would be a video about this Chupa promoting, collecting him, claiming him, unlocking him, and then playing with him. In fact, I feel like one of the first Road to Glories that I would have done would have been... Who was it? Was it Adderese? No, it wasn't Adderese. Oh, it was Adjuries. It was the 96 rated premium Adjuries SBC. That Road to Glory video popped off. But there was a Spanish guy that was an unlockable, one of the first ever team of the season unlockables. And I remember doing a video unlocking him and then using him. What was, I can't remember who it was. Oh, it's all on the tip of my tongue. And people loved it. Now, people just genuinely don't care. And some of you might care. Some of you might be like, oh, I'd love to see it. And I'd love to see him play. I'd rather do a squad builder with you promoting in. That's it. I'd rather just, instead of making content on how I got him, getting him, and the painful process of that, I'd rather just be like, guys, this week we're going to do a FUT Champs run with Bayern team, and True Promoting is going to be heading that up. Let's see how he plays, and that's the video instead. So maybe not tomorrow, and maybe not the next day, and maybe not even like this week in general, but the change is coming. It's risky. If you don't like it, I am sorry. But this channel is dying because the Road to Glory concept is dying. And I don't have enough time to dedicate it to reinvigorate it or bring it back to life. I don't have 6, 7, 8 hours anymore to grind League SBCs and bronze packs. I just don't. It's the sad, harsh truth, but I just don't. And so because of that, I either need to make a change or just accept the fate of this channel. And I don't want to accept the fate of the channel. I want to make a change. So that's going to be that. Thank you guys for watching today. As always, I'm very interested to see what you have to say in the comment section. Sorry for chewing your ear off about this stuff again, but hey, what are you here for, right? And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. I'm out. Peace.